Well, hello, beautiful people. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Today is Saturday. Me and the wifey are gonna go apple picking. That's what we're deciding to do for this day. Potentially, there's a whole bunch of stuff that they can do. It's really interesting. They have an orchard, and they basically say they have this just huge grounds of apple trees, different types of apples. There's apparently like 12 different species of apples that they have out there. I didn't know that there was that many because the only apples I've ever seen were red or green. But we're gonna go out there, pick a few apples, get maybe a few pounds, probably make a couple different desserts with those, and just enjoy the process of enjoying the space outside. Right now we're in the New England area, and it's new territory for us Cajuns, so we'll be out there picking apples, enjoying that whole process. I've never done it before. I think Nicole has done it before, but we'll see how that whole thing shakes out. As you can see, representing my Louisiana Tech, my favorite school in the entire world, and literally the best school, no objection, no objectivity to that. And we're just gonna take maybe a few pictures for around the house and just enjoy the day. It's getting a little bit cooler, which I hate the cold, but you know, it grows on you after a while. Other fun things that are going to be happening today. We're going to be working on our project. We are making a cat fountain from a book that we picked up a couple weeks ago, and it's been a fun process. There's a couple things that we're going to change about it. I have to redo the head of this guy because it's a little bit messed up. You can't really see it all that well, but it is in general a little bit messed up. I don't know if this camera focuses very well. There it goes. But it does look like a lot of fun. It's a fun little thing. And there's a couple things we're going to check to make sure all of it's good to go. And then we're going to just pop in the motors that we have here. I actually bought two motors, two different styles of motors. We have this one right here, which is the one we're going to go with, and this one right here, which is the one we're not going to go with. Ironically, these motors come from literally the exact same manufacturer. They did come from different places, but it's Song Long Motors, and you can check both of these out really quick here and get an idea of what they look like if I can get the cords to sit properly. Get an idea of what those look like, and they're pretty good. The one criticism about both of these motors, they're really good flow wise, they're really good pumping wise. The one criticism I have is that neither of them fits into this container. They're just too big. They're good on the long ways, but on the diagonal, which is what actually fits inside of the piece, neither one of these motors fit in there. So in order to rectify that, you just have to disassemble them a little bit. It'll still be watertight, but ideally, you know, you'd have it all together. It comes with this little flow adjustment device on the front of it, which is just restricting the inlet a little bit, which is kind of cool. It's kind of cool, but this part just gently pops off. There we go. And then you can see, you know, you lose a significant amount of space. You gain a significant amount of space on that guy, but you do lose the ability to control the flow because of the way that the flow was being controlled. You can see a little bit of a restrictive device. You can see a little bit of a restrictive device here, right? And it just restricts the flow with this little lip right there. You do lose that ability with it, with taking it off, but you gain the space, which is what I'm looking for. And you know, there are other ways we can set up the flow restriction so that I get the right type of flow that I'm looking for out of it. But you know, it's a compromise that you make, but both of them will fit in just fine without it. So it fits in just snug, just like that, exactly the way I want it. So we're going to remake this piece so that this cord fits in properly into the device, so that it fits in a little bit better. We're just going to remake this piece. They're really cheap parts, so it's not really something that's like ridiculous. to remake this part of it. And it's not something that took a significant amount of time. You just core a little hole with a drill bit through here, and then you just make it a little bit bigger so you can do that. I was even thinking about making it to where it was like a little locking mechanism to where you can just turn this guy on the bushing and then it kind of like locks in place. But I think I'll just figure out some good sealants that we have that are safe for drinkable water, for potable water, and then we'll just go with that. And that'll be fun. It'll be a fun like 30-minute deal. Just shoving that back in there. I like keeping the pieces together, so I'll just snap that back on. So with this motor, the one we're actually going to go with. Interesting fact is this motor right here was I think $2 cheaper on Amazon, and this motor was actually no. So this motor was $9 and this motor was $12. But this motor is a little bit, it's a little bit dimensionally smaller. They look kind of the same right now, but based off of all the other criteria. So let me start over. So you see these two motors here. There's some fun facts about both of these motors, right? First off, they come from the same manufacturer, okay? They come from the exact same manufacturer. You see the one with the smaller inlet right here? This one, it was $2 more expensive. It is a little bit bigger. The inlet to it is not the correct size. It's a little bit smaller. It has half of the flow capacity of the other motor here, and it also doesn't, it's bigger in all dimensions, it's more expensive, and it took a month and a half to get here, and it was not cheaper. So we're obviously gonna go with this one for all these projects in the near future. But this one is the one I would recommend. It was actually a 2-day ship from Amazon. It cost $10. It was significantly easier to put into the product. It was a lot better. Anyway, you can rewind the video. That's it.